Good morning, beloveds. Not really awake yet this morning, and I've been up for over an hour. I had a nightmare this morning, and I just couldn't go back to sleep, so I went ahead and got up, and yeah, so I'm still processing. I don't enjoy having nightmares. I don't imagine anybody. Well, maybe people who write horror movies enjoy them, but I do not. So it is December 20th. Our title is Today I Uncover the Perfection Within Me in All Its Fullness. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. That is Matthew 13:44. Success in the attainment of objects forsaketh the person whose heart is unsteady, or who hath no control over his mind, or who is a slave of his senses. And that is from the Mahabharata. In the place of heaven there is no fear of any kind. None fears decay. Without either hunger or thirst, beyond all grief, all rejoice in the place of heaven. And that is from the Ketha Upanishad. Okay. Who would not be successful in the true sense of the term? For there is no success without happiness and a sense of certainty. There is something eternal about success. There is no grief in success, because one who is truly successful is no longer sad. That person knows the things of this world are but temporary. That treasure is in heaven. Jesus likened it unto a treasure hid in the field, and he said that we would sell everything we have that we might purchase this field and uncover the hidden treasure. This treasure, the Mahabharata tells us, cannot be found while one is a slave to objective appearances or lacks control over one's thoughts. All this means that success, even in our objective understanding, depends first of all upon stability of the mind, consistency of purpose, and concentration of effort. The kingdom of heaven is already hidden within us. The field that contains this hidden treasure is our very own soul. The priceless pearl is covered by the hardened shell of experience. We must learn to see God at the center of our being. Today I uncover the perfection within me. In its fullness I reveal the indwelling kingdom. I look out upon the world of my affairs, knowing that the Spirit within me makes my way both immediate and easy, for I know it is not I, but the Father that dwelleth in me. He doth the works. Oi, I do not like medieval language. Thee, thou, thith. I don't. Okay, all right. But that's just a personal quirk of mine. Okay. I suspect the closer we get to Christmas, the harder these are going to be. I was kind of looking ahead, not really. All right. I kind of have the feeling, I was watching a news report yesterday, and all I remember is that they were talking about a guy who, growing up, didn't have a lot. And apparently, what he does now made him successful enough that he was able to buy all the toys that he wanted. Literally toys. Action figures, things like that. And he quoted the he who dies with the most toys wins. And then when that crossed my mind, because literally his walls are covered with toys. Literally, then Maria Kondo popped into my head, and it's like, does this spark joy? And now I'm thinking, for a while, thankfully he stopped production, I collected a artist who made dragons that were loosely based on cats. I mean, they look like dragons, but they were inspired by his cats. And I have probably 300 of them. And there are some of them that I spent a fair amount of money on, and some that were relatively inexpensive because they were little things. And they're very dusty now. And I keep looking at them and I keep going, do they spark joy? And they do. But the joy isn't in having them, really. The joy is the memories that they bring up in the search for them. Because Tom and I, when we would travel, or even just when we first moved to Houston, we would look up to find out where these little things where these figurines were sold, and then we would go visit a different part of town, or when we traveled, we would stop in places that sold these things and look to see if we could find one we didn't already have. And so they do spark joy, but it's not the object itself, it's the memory that it brings up. And I think that's one of the things that we have to deal with in the material world. Is it the object that makes you happy, or is it the memory attached to the object that makes you happy? Because we get so caught up in stuff that we can't see what made us happy, or what makes us happy. Because we are drowning in an avalanche of stuff, and oftentimes it's not the stuff that makes us happy. It's the memory associated with the stuff. And is there a way to hold on to the memory and maybe let the stuff go? I don't know. When I figure it out, I'll let you know. So, okay. Today I uncover the perfection within me. All it's within me in all its fullness. Okay. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto the treasure hidden in a field. That which a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he have, and buyeth that field. Honestly, I have never understood that. I've never understood that. I mean, I get it, but I don't understand. I get it, but I don't get it. You know, it's like it's one of those Bible stories that just like, well, but that would be stealing. If I found it already, why would I hide it and then go sell everything I've got just to buy the field? And now what am I going to do with the field? It's just one of those that makes me go, I don't... Because the treasure in the field isn't tangible. It isn't tangible. It's a place in your consciousness. And to stay in that place in your consciousness, your stuff is holding you down. Ugh, okay. Success, and this is in brackets, in the attainment of objects forsaketh the person whose heart is unsteady, or who hath no control over his mind, or who is a slave to his senses. And that is from the Mahabharata. Stuff. It's about stuff. I mean, the closer we get to Christmas, it's about stuff. And, you know, I have a friend who, she's actually my prayer partner, who last year, I think it was last year, or maybe it was somewhere, time doesn't mean anything right now and never will again, who said that she's hit the age where if she can't eat it, read it, or wear it, she doesn't want it. So when you bring her gifts, she doesn't want knickknacks. She thoroughly enjoys food, things that you can consume, and then also things that you can consume like music and movies and music and books. And then she loves wear it. Like last year I gave her and her roommate fuzzy socks. They're meant like slippers, but they go all the way to your knees. Because my ankles are always cold in slippers. Which makes me wonder where my fuzzy socks went this year. I should find those. And I think that I'm getting towards that age where I get it. It's like I have enough stuff. And that's one of the things that when I started running. Yeah, the t-shirts were nice and I wear the t-shirts, but it was the getting together with the 3,000 of my new best friends that I really enjoyed. It was the experience of running with all the runners that I enjoyed. And that's one of the reasons why I did one virtual run this year and went, yeah, no. The medal, I don't want the medal. I don't necessarily want the t-shirt. I like the t-shirts, but I don't want the t-shirt. I don't want to go run in a park by myself just for the miles. I mean, I do that. I do that anyway. But to be rewarded for, that's what I just didn't get the virtual running. It was the experience. In the place of heaven where there is no fear of any kind, none fears decay. Without either hunger or thirst, beyond all grief, all rejoice in the place of heaven. And that's the Ketha Upanishad. I'm not going to touch that one. Who would not be successful in the true sense of the term? Who would not be successful in the true sense of the term? True sense of the term? Is he going to define his terms? For there is no success without happiness and a sense of certainty. There is something eternal about success. There is no grief in success because one who is truly successful is no longer sad. That person knows the things of this world are but temporary, that treasure is in heaven. He said all of that just to tell you that the things in this world are but temporary. Stuff. The closer we get to Christmas, we're talking about stuff. So my question now is the only true way to be happy is to know yourself. To know who you are, to know what you are, to know where you come from, and to know where you're going. Because that seems to be what he's saying. And some stuff can help with that, and a lot of stuff gets in the way of that. Jesus likened it unto treasure hid in the field. And he said we would sell everything we have that we might purchase this field and uncover the hidden treasure. So if we are being held down by our stuff, that's all the stuff that we would sell to know ourselves. Oh, if you've ever seen Labyrinth, there's that pivotal part in the movie where she's still in the magical land and she falls into what looks like a room, and the little old lady comes in and she's got the stuff piled on her, and I can't think of the character's name. The actress is Jennifer Garner, and she's the little old lady starts piling stuff on Jennifer, and she's because they're trying to distract her from what her true goal is, which is finding her baby brother. And that's not even the true goal. The true goal is her finding her power. Oh. And they're trying to hold her down with stuff, the stuff of her childhood. And she finally realizes that it's all junk. She throws it off and realizes she's in a junkyard. And when her friends find her, and that's where she goes, oh, wait, the stuff isn't where this is. My friends, the true hearts of my friends, and learning who I am and learning my own power. Okay, there we go. We would sell everything we have to purchase that. Yeah. If you haven't seen the movie Labyrinth, I mean, it's old, but it stands up. Okay, this treasure, the Mahabharata tells us, cannot be found while one is a slave to objective appearances or lacks control over one's thoughts. I think I just made that point. All this means that success, even in our objective undertakings, depends, first of all, upon the stability of mind, consistency of purpose, and concentration of effort. Okay, so let's read that again. Success depends upon stability of mind, consistency of purpose, and concentration of effort. So, do you know what your purpose is? And I don't have an answer for that, because everybody's purpose is different. Although I would state that whatever your purpose is, the underlying of that is love. It is love, it is creation, it is what the universe trends towards. It's what spirit trends towards, which is life, love, and creation. So if you don't feel like you know what your purpose is, those are 3 guideposts to look at. Life, love, and creation. Concentration of effort and stability of mind. Can you focus on what you want? Do you know what you want? And are you willing to put all your efforts towards what you want? The kingdom of heaven is already hidden within us. The field that contains this hidden treasure is our own soul, which is hidden under stuff. The priceless pearl is covered by the hardened shell of experience. The priceless pearl is covered by the hardened shell of experience. Our soul is hidden by our experiences. It's covered in stuff. We must learn to see God at the center of our being. So, today I uncover the perfection within me. In its fullness, I reveal the indwelling kingdom. Perfection, remember, I uncover the wholeness within me. I look out upon the world of my affairs, knowing that the spirit within me makes my way both immediate and easy, for I know that it, not I, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doth the work. And it is not I it ends with a quote. I look out upon the world of my affairs, knowing that the spirit within me makes my way both immediate and easy, for I know that it... Ooh. Okay. All right. I'm done. I'm done. I really, honestly... He didn't pull any punches in the month of December. They called this the month of light, and he's like, okay, I have been teaching you all year. This is the culmination of my lessons. Did I know what I was getting myself into when I started this? No, I did not. But here we are. So, our mission today, should we choose to accept it? our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to go within. To go within, to dig through the layers of who we think we are, to realize who we are. At the center of our being, we are a divine splinter, we are a godling, we are a spark, a divine spark. What all of the faith traditions tell us we are. We are children of God. We are heirs of the Christ. We are the Christ consciousness. That is who we are. And when we find that and realize that and let that suffuse our being, then we are who we truly are. We can be who we truly are. And when we let the divine within guide our actions and our thoughts and our words, then we meet people on a different level, and then we can hold the space for them to know who they are, and then gradually the world changes. I mean, if enough of us did it overnight, that tipping point, the world would have no choice but to be better and to work for everybody. So, that's our mission. And it is not a light one, and it is not an easy one. But all of the light that we need and all of the energy that we need to do it is available to us through that very source that wants us to come to it and realize who we are. So, I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like today, if it is to go for a run, to take a nap, to take a shower, to eat something, to go get a face full of sunlight, to snuggle with a fur baby, whatever it looks like. Do something loving, kind, and compassionate for yourself today and every day. Please realize that you live in a state of grace because you are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased. And there is nothing that you or anyone else can do to change that state of grace. You are loved. Truly loved. All right. We have an 11 a.m. service coming up for you, so I'm going to go and eat something and move into the process of my day so that we can get there and get ready for that service. And I encourage you to do what you need to do to have a loving day, a wonderful day. Do something to engage your mind and your body. And truly do. Open the windows of your soul and allow the breath of heaven to remind you that is where you live now. And it sounds like today he said the fastest way to find heaven is to know yourself. To know yourself. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. But before that, like I said, right here on Facebook Live, we will have the 11 a.m. service. So, do what you need to do to have a wonderful day, beloveds.